So to England then, they are starting to prepare for their semi-final against the Netherlands at the Euros after that penalty shootout success against Switzerland yesterday. Let's get to our senior reporter, Rob Dorsett, who is in Germany for us, and we can speak to him now. Rob is still there. England are still there. Rob, Bukayo Saka, of course, the standout performer yesterday, scoring the equaliser and one of the penalties in the shootout. What's he had to say about it all today?
Listen, Jules, we'll get to what he had to say in just a moment, but the man is extraordinary. I have to say he's the most humble and likeable character in the whole of the England squad, is Bukayo Saka. I chatted to him, I remember, after he missed that penalty infamously in the final of the Euros 3 years ago, and he's such a strong character. He's so laid back, so calm. So to see him do what he did last night, not just score a brilliant equaliser to drag England back into the game, but then score in the penalty shootout as well, it was a special moment. And look, I was in the media tribune at the Merkel-Spiel Arena in Dusseldorf last night, and there's an underwritten rule that journalists don't react to anything that happens, but there was a collective intake of breath from all of the English media, all of the English journalists, as Bukayo Saka stepped up to take that penalty last night. And then there was a spontaneous outpouring of emotion and cheering when he scored it. It was that special after all that he'd been through with the horrific racist abuse that he and Jadon Sancho and Marcus Rashford received back after they missed those penalties at Wembley 3 years ago. So to see him do that was very, very special. But I've been looking into the stats of his performance generally in last night's game. And bear in mind, he was playing out of position. He's been playing right wing for Arsenal all season long and for the last few seasons. And he was dropped to right wing back, where he hasn't played since May 2021. And just look at these stats. 3 shots, more than anybody else in the England team. Chances created, 2, more than anybody else in the England team. He took on more players and completed more of those take-ons than any other England player. Those are the attacking stats. Look at him defensively. He was second and third in terms of tackles and possession won in the final third as well. He was man of the match by an absolute mile. And I think his success in that position will go a long way to persuading Gareth Southgate to stick with the formation and possibly many of the key personnel that England used in that quarter-final when we get to the semi-final against the Netherlands on Wednesday. But as you said, Bukayo Saka's been talking to the FA's Lions Den today. He's been quite relaxed, he's been quite chilled out. Of course he has, that's in his nature. But he did say that it was a special night for him and for the team last night.
Yeah, great moment for him last night, Rob. He was sat there alongside Luke Shaw. What a welcome return to action for him. First time in a number of months, of course. This has been a long road to recovery, hasn't it?
Oh, it's been a massively long road. And look, you've got to give Luke Shaw huge credit, I think. It would have been very easy for him to give up. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago in this England camp, when he had some setbacks, when things weren't going his way and it was looking increasingly unlikely that he would play any football at this tournament. He could have gone back, had a bit of a holiday, continued his rehab to get ready for Manchester United's season. Bear in mind, he hasn't played any football at all since February the 18th, nearly 5 months ago. So he's worked incredibly hard to get back here. Southgate wanted to play him earlier in the tournament. The plan was to get him 15 minutes, then give him half an hour, maybe give him a half, build him back up so that he was ready to play a full game by the time we got to the knockout stages. That didn't happen, partly because of circumstances in the game, partly because of some setbacks that he had himself. But he, believe me, has been telling Gareth Southgate for the past week, I'm fit, start me, I'm ready to go. And it's a big call for Gareth Southgate whether he does that. Kieran Trippier has done very, very well there. I know some England fans have been critical. No left-footed player on the left side of defence. I understand that. But Kieran Trippier has been outstanding in his defensive duties. He's Mr. Reliable. He's very experienced. It would be a big call to drop Trippier and put Luke Shaw in from the start because of his fitness concerns.
So, Rob, it's hardly been plain sailing, but England are in another semi-final in just a few days' time. What are the plans between now and then for Southgate and his side?
Well, look, Jules, there's a really different dynamic now going into this semi-final. England had 6 days in between the last 16 and the quarter-final. They've got 3 days to prepare in between that quarter-final against Switzerland and Wednesday's semi-final against the Netherlands. So we've got some more pictures that the FA have sent us today of what the players have been up to. It's all been about recovery, rest, rehabilitation today. Tomorrow will be when they get on the pitch and get back to business and start planning. They've only got 2 training sessions, remember, to plan for that massive semi-final against the Netherlands. But you can see Bukayo Saka, Jude Bellingham there in the pool. It looks like they're just chilling out, doesn't it? They do some hydro stuff. They rest and recuperate and stretch those aching muscles as well. They've probably been in the cryo chamber, which gets down to minus 160, to help them recover. It's a very scientific approach to getting the team ready again. But as I say, it's a much tighter turnaround. Tomorrow, they've got a closed training session. We won't see them. It's a secret one. That's when Gareth Southgate will begin to put in place the game plan specifically for the Netherlands. They'll have one more training session on what we call match day -1, which is Tuesday, the day before the game, where they'll finalise those details, and then England go again. It's a quick turnaround. It's a quick process now here at this stage in the tournament. A lot of the senior players know all about it. They've been there before and done it, haven't they? A lot of the new players haven't been there and seen it. So today was quite a low-key day. It'll be the last low-key day that England have in this tournament, however far they go. But there was quite a celebratory mood, I think, after that penalty shootout win, and a celebratory mood as well, because we should remind everybody that was Gareth Southgate's 100th game in charge of England, and we often forget about his assistant Steve Holland. 100th game in charge for him as well, and the captain Harry Kane made a really nice gesture from the squad where he awarded them with a commemorative cap for both of them to mark that occasion. We talk about caps for players. There was a cap for the manager and his assistant. So a lot of positivity in that England camp today. They know, Harry Kane told me after the game, that they've still got to improve. They have to play better if they're going to beat the Netherlands. I thought there were better signs at big key points in the game against Switzerland that could come, but they've got to test the goalkeeper more. They've got to create more chances. They've got to get more shots on target if they're going to beat this Netherlands team. The real business in terms of preparation, that begins tomorrow.